Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. So I decided I wanted to do a get ready with me using nearly a full face of first impressions. Some of the things I don't have new, like an eye primer, my brows, so I just did them. So how about we just go ahead and jump on into it. I picked up quite a few new things, some Essence shadows I want to be using, a new foundation I've never used before from Revlon, some new powders, either the Wet n Wild one or the Milani one. If you did see my Shop My Stash or my hauls, these are new things. I wanted to kind of do a full face of first impression instead of just waiting to my Shop My Stashes. You actually get to see how I actually like and apply these products. So if you're interested, then just keep on watching. I always start with my eye first because I just get Fallout City. So I'm not sure which one I want to use. I bought these two new ones from Essence and I've never used Essence shadows, so I'm kind of curious in which one I want to use. There's this one. This is the Spiritual Gangster one, which is really nice pastel colors. Or this one. This one is the Crystal Ice palette, and I love the top. I'm not like the biggest fan of blues. I do like greens, but blues tend to make me a little deady looking. So I don't know if I'm gonna pull the blues, but I might use a conjunction of both palettes. But I really am wanting to use maybe the Spiritual Gangster palette. So I think that is what I'm gonna go for. If I need anything, I'll pull from this palette. So just to start off with, I'm gonna pull this shade here. It's a Vibe, and just have that kind of all over the lid. Just using a regular Wet n Wild brush. Surprisingly, these don't kick up that much powder. If you see, you know, some do. This really doesn't kick up too much. I do find that most drugstore palettes do kick up quite a bit of powder. But I mean, there's like Anastasia that kicks up like a ton. So it's a nice light pigmentation. Hopefully you guys can see it. Maybe I should bring you guys a little closer. Color's going on really nice, not patchy or anything at all. So, but it is just like the transitional shade, so can't give it too much credit. So I've been thinking about wanting to do more of these get readies with me, more like chit-chatty get readies, and like anything like applying wise or anything like that. Because I'm not a makeup artist, but I love playing with color, as you guys like see in my videos. Getting to know me, getting to know you guys, just talking to you guys a little bit more. If you guys like that, let me know down in the comments down below. So I've been starting on a like new journey, trying to really get into my weight loss, just because I've gained a lot of weight in like the past I would say a year or two. Honestly, kind of got a little more sedentary, which is not the best thing to do, but you know, you can only do so much sometimes. Then I'm gonna be pulling in this Juvia's Place eyeshadow brush, and then taking Humble right here, this shade, and using that in the crease just to give it a bit more definition. Really nice pigmentation actually. Not like a crazy crap ton of pigmentation, but really nice amount. Let's see if it's buildable. Oh, I know actually it is quite buildable, so that's nice. So like I was saying, I've been really trying to focus on my health, and because at my leanest I was about 130, which for my height, which I'm like 5'3", is not that lean. I do focus on a lot of weight training, so I did bring up a lot of muscle mass, especially in my lower half. I'm very like lower half like heavy. So I was fine with that, you know, like growing up butt and thighs and stuff like that, and had no problem with that. But in my stomach, I was like super leaned out, even though sometimes I still have that like little pouch. But in photos, I'll pop up here. I did take a 4-year difference picture, and I was just like, ugh, I can't believe I let myself go that much. Because I actually do feel it. Like I'm at like currently 166 in that picture. I can feel the difference. Honestly, tying my shoes, it's really weird, but like trying to like bend down and tie it, I can feel like I'm out of breath, and that's not really good. And I am overweight for my height, although I don't believe that like weight is the best indicator for health, but it can be. Obviously I'm overweight and I'm like at the high point of being overweight. I've been focusing on my nutrition. I overeat. I'm like not the cleanest eater or anything like that, but I just like try to proportion myself. I still like indulge, like I still have pizza. I just not overdo. In that first picture when I was like 130, I was eating nothing but like chicken and rice and fish, and although I love chicken, honestly, it was just like not something I like want to go back to. And I was like working out 6 days a week, sometimes doing 2 days, so I was kind of overdoing it for sure. So it wasn't sustainable for me, especially now. Like I have a full-time job. I had a full-time job there too, but I was working like regular 8-hour days. So I was actually going into work at 6:30 and getting out of work at 3:15, which was like kind of perfect for me, because then you hit the gym. And I'm a gym person. I'm not a work at home person either. I don't have any motivation to work out at home, but once I get to the gym, I'm like, yes, I'm here, I'm all for it kind of thing. So I can't work out at home. I don't have any motivation to. Getting out at like 3:15 and going to the gym was like the perfect time for me. And then that still leaves you with a whole bunch of time to like do other stuff. For me, that was like perfect. So I really enjoy that. And so it looks really pretty, really built up really well too. Nothing patchy, really like that. So I'm just gonna go ahead and just clean this off with my color switch real quick and just dip into a different color, Finesse right here, this purple shade, and then pull that more into the crease. But now I do still work full-time, but I work 10-hour days. I work at a vet hospital. Ooh, that went on top of it really nicely. Pretty pigmented for like a lilac purple too. So I've been really focusing on my nutrition. I've been like using MyFitnessPal to just track my calories, and right now for me, I'm eating about 1,600 calories, and for me that's really good just because I am at a higher weight and I do still have a lot of muscle. I still went to the gym periodically, but I really wasn't tracking like my eating habits, and I was being more sedentary in general. So I wasn't really going to the gym like really regularly. I would go like here and there. Obviously, I wasn't doing the best since I was gaining weight. And I mean, it does have stuff to do with like getting older and stuff, and then you just have to do more. You just have to be a little better at it, you know. I've been like tracking my eating habits for a few weeks now. Before now, I'm like starting to go to the gym regularly. I just want to kind of get my eating habits at a good point, and I've been more into like a lot overeating, trying not to have too many snacks and stuff, because I think that's what does it for me. Like also trying to do more fasted, not because I think fasted is like the best way to lose weight or anything like that, but like for me, once I start eating, I'm like, I'll just like eat throughout the whole day, and that's how I build up so many calories. And it's not that I was like eating a lot of junk, it's just like in general I was eating a lot, and that I noticed is not good for me. So what I do try to do is just like not eat in the morning, wait until like about 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, whenever, to like just have something to eat, and that would sustain me. Yes, I will be hungry in the morning, but I know for me, if I start eating in the morning, and when I eat in the morning, it's like me eating like a full breakfast, so that would be 400 or 500 calories. These are really nice. These are building on top of each other really well, which if you would like, you can follow me on Instagram for that. I'm gonna do like progression photos and stuff like I did when I first started getting into working out. So I mean, I'm not totally with the idea of like doing a fitness video on my fitness. Let me know if you guys are interested in that, because I don't want to do things you guys aren't interested in, you know. I'm really liking the way these shadows are laying on top of each other, really blending out, not like picking up the one that was underneath it or anything like that. So I really like it. So I'm just gonna take this e.l.f. brush and go into the shade Do You Love Me right here and putting that on my outer corners. It's really pigmented. Let's see that. And it's like a light, not pink, not red shade, but it's blending in really nicely. So this palette seems like a really good palette if you want to kind of do color but not like extreme pops of color. This palette is really nice for that. But you know me, I do extreme pops of color. So and like it's going on so easily. One thing also which I don't want, like, I mean, I guess I can complain just because I'm like tiny, but I've been losing like subscribers and I'm kind of sad about that. Like, I don't know what, I'm like doing the same content I have been doing and maybe that's why, and I should like open up and do some different content just because I do like watching get readies myself. I just don't like doing them myself just because I tend to like to watch YouTube when I'm like doing my makeup. See, that built on so nicely on top of it, and it doesn't blend the other color away, it just kind of builds into it. That's really nice, I like it. Then I'm gonna go use this Eco 2 double-sided brush. I like using kind of like fatter, if you see, fatter but kind of like, what is it, like flat but fatter, and I don't know what you would call it, but I like using these to do shimmer shades or my lid shades. They tend to not have that harsh line that you see sometimes with lid shades. They tend to blend in a little easier, but I think I'm actually gonna use one of the new NYX glitters that I bought, so I'm gonna just see how the shimmer works first and then see how I like it. So yeah, it's nice. It's pretty. It'd probably be like a lot more pigmented wet. That's just how I feel with most shimmers in general. But it's nice. It's not like crazy though. I'm gonna end up putting on the NYX glitter. But definitely if you like more of a subtle shimmer, this would be for you. I'm like a more of a pow in your face shimmer kind of girl. So when you're seeing this, I actually am having a giveaway going on. So if you guys haven't seen that, I'll link it down in the description box and in the cards up here. You know, a little fallout, but like I said, I tend to always deal with fallout on my eyes, so surprisingly not too much fallout from the matte shades, just a little bit from the shimmer shade. I'm putting on this NYX glitter glue, which is appropriate since I am gonna put on some NYX glitters. Okay, so looking at it, what do you think? It's like kind of white glitter, or this like really shimmery glitter? I feel like this has like specks of pink in it, so I think I'm gonna go with this one. This one I'm most excited to try. Look at that. Look at that right there. Ooh, so pretty. Ooh, you guys see that? That is so pretty. Definitely gonna use one of these for my birthday. This I'm filming before that birthday giveaway, but by the time I upload this, you guys should be seeing that, and then should already be my birthday and should already have used some of these. I'm definitely using a glitter on my birthday, you know. Who's not gonna use a glitter on their birthday? So it's really pretty. Woo. Oh, so pretty. Yeah, this is why I've been really loving glitters. Like they just take the look to like that extra max, you know, kind of thing. So I'm really enjoying them. The only bad part of it is you're gonna get glitter fallout on your cheek, but it kind of comes with the territory. And I tend to like to go back after I put my lid shade on and like deepen up my V a little bit, just because you can lose some pigmentation when you're like putting your glitter. But just doing that real quick. Ooh. Yeah, I'm liking these Essence eyeshadows, honestly. These are like $10.99 each. I did get them when they were like buy one get one half off, so even cheaper, like 15 bucks for both. That is awesome. You do have to pack them on a little bit and then blend, but These are more pastel-y shades, and that is something you do kind of have to do with pastel shades. It's coming out really nice. So pretty. So I do have this new, well, new to me, Rimmel Scandaleyes Bold eyeliner, and it has like a little ball at the end, and I've never used this, so this is gonna be in first impression for me, but I don't know how I feel about this. You see that ball? It's not like a straight brush tip or anything like that, so this might come out really horrible, but we will see. Okay, so you definitely can't do really thin lines with this. The formula feels really nice, like it's not going on streaky or anything, but the application I'm just a little worried about. Okay, I really don't know how I'm gonna do this wing. It's just like really odd. So I'm just gonna bring out my tried and true to do the wing part of it. The formula is really nice, but definitely not something I would repurchase again, just because, yeah, how am I gonna do the wing with that ball tip? Bring out my e.l.f. eyeliner and just finishing that off. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish up the other eye, and I'll be right back. Okay, so now I do have my other eyeliner on, and I did use the Rimmel just to do the line, and then I ended up doing the wing with the e.l.f. one like I did on the other side, just to keep it cohesive. I am using this mascara, which is the Rimmel Wonder'luxe Volume mascara. It's not a new product to me, but I just started recently using it, and I love it. Right now there's like nothing on my eyelashes, as you can see how little and stubby they are, if you can see that. There you go. So gonna go ahead and apply this. I feel like how longer my lashes got, like I love it, and it's like so easy to put on. Like I love the Maybelline one, but it was so hard to get onto your lashes. It did lengthen, but I don't think it volumizes as much as this one does. So look how much length I'm getting. This is like me dipping into it once. Like, look at that. Oh gosh, I love it. So you did not see my lashes before I put this on. Like when I had the wing on, you didn't see them. Now you can definitely see them. And the formula is still wet, and I'm getting it all over myself. Excuse me. I clean that up. So I did go ahead and add a second coat, but look at that. That is like crazy. I love it. And I have short, stubby lashes, so woo, the way it did that to my eyelashes, I love. And it's this Rimmel one from Wonder'luxe Volume. Yet again, I love it so far. Let's move you a little further away so this way you can see like my full face. My bands coming back. I have a really round head, and bands just like kind of like to fly off my head. Who has that problem? Who else has that problem? Like I see like the beauty YouTubers who like just wear a band like the whole time, stays perfectly on their head, and I'm like, that's not me. So yeah, let's go ahead and move on to the face. So I really don't have a new primer, but I've used this one a little bit. You can't tell because this thing doesn't like to zoom in, but it's the Smashbox Photo Finish Primerizer, which is like a primer / moisturizer, and that's the kind of primer I like the most, just moisturizing ones. It's really nice. It's really, that looks wrong, but it's really nice. And it's just really moisturizing. It doesn't blur the pores or anything. I have pores on my nose and stuff, but it feels really nice on the skin. So I do have, if you can tell, I do have some discoloration and stuff that I like to hide, but I like to, in general, just keep my skin more natural looking, even though after all the powders and stuff it kind of doesn't. But yeah, I tend to like to keep it more natural. So I am going to go in with this one. This is the Revlon Photoready Candid Natural Finish. anti-pollution foundation. This one is in 320 Tawny, so hopefully this is a good shade match. And then I'm going to be using it on a wet Real Technique sponge. It's just my preferred method of putting on foundations. It just makes the foundation look more, I guess, natural. Ooh, is that gonna be a color match on me? I don't know. We will see at the end. That was a lot, and that was 2 pumps. So yeah, I would go with one. If you like less coverage, go with one first and then see if you need more. So that is my face fully done with 1 layer. And you know how I first popped on, I look really crazy. That's what I kind of like about medium to light coverage foundations. You don't have to have like the exact color match, but once like blended out onto your skin, it looks really nice. The color in real life looks really nice too. It is definitely more of, I say, like a low medium coverage. You can still see some like my freckles and a little bit of color. You can see the like little acne scars and stuff are still there, but it covered most of my redness. It is definitely more of a natural finish, as well as it's, you could tell there's a little bit of shine, but it's not too dewy, so not like a luminous coverage. I don't think it's a favorite foundation of mine, but it's still very wearable. The real test is like on my nose right here. I don't know, like when it's like a really bad foundation and it really doesn't work on me, it cakes up on my nose. It like leaves like the pores really porous, like to where you can really tell. Right now you can't really tell. It's not that bad actually. So it's definitely, it's like something I like, not something I love so far, but still very doable. Don't regret purchasing it and trying it out. So now I'm just gonna go ahead and conceal, like lighten up my things. You see this? You see this? This is what I have to deal with all the time when I wear a headband. So it's gonna come off. I might as well move it off of my head now. So I'm gonna go ahead and use an under eye concealer and conceal some spots. I don't have any new ones to try, so I'm just gonna do them off camera and I'll be right back. Okay, so I went ahead and used this e.l.f. Concealer, which is in a project pan, and I use it just to line my under eyes because I really don't need any coverage there, and it blended really well on top of the foundation. It didn't pick it up or anything, so that's really nice. I did also use this Kat Von D concealer just to cover up the little blemishes I have, and that works really well. You can still see it a little bit, but that is the way it works. Nothing is better than Photoshop for stuff like that. Real life, you still see it. But yeah, so far liking it. So let's go ahead and move on to the powders. Excuse the hair, it's doing its own little thing. But I do have 2 new powders. One is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus in Banana, and then the other one is the Milani Loose Setting Powder in Banana as well. I think I'm gonna go with the Milani one just because I've not ever tried their loose powders or powders in general from Milani, so I'm kind of curious. It's nice because it has a little like closing shifting thing, so this I would definitely reuse for my other powders that are just like in weird little containers. So that is what the color looks like. And I'm gonna take this sponge that is made for powder. I did wet it because I did try using it dry, and it wasn't like the biggest. That's what I have on there. So I like to go on the outside and then work inwards, just because I do feel like if you just plop it in the center of your face, it's like you put way too much powder. This way it's like a nice gradient of powder, if you can understand what I mean. Yeah, I definitely like this sponge a lot better wet. Definitely doesn't like feel like I'm hitting my face with the rock. If I did not mention it, is the Real Techniques powder sponge, and I thought to grab this because I do love using powders a lot. So for the real test of powders for me are my under eyes and my nose area, just because my under eyes, if it doesn't work really well, it can get very cakey looking. You can see creasing in it, so we will see how this works out. My nose as well can get very like dry patch looking, even though right now as I look at it I don't have any dry patches, but if it's the wrong powder it just can make my nose look really patchy. So let's go ahead and just smooth out some of these little eye creases that I have, and then powder. Not bad, not the best, but not bad. Definitely darkened my under eyes. I can tell, like if you notice between the two, this one's a lot darker. That's probably because it was like the banana one, but I like the banana shades for like the rest of my face in general, because it does give it some more coverage, and that's just maybe just because of the shade I use. So, but it's set really nicely on my under eyes. It's not like creping or creasing there. Onto my nose, it looks really nice. Actually, no complaints there with my nose. I tend to like try to mix, you know, match both. But down here and then onto my forehead. No complaints about the powder, but about just darkening down there. It's better than that. It doesn't leave my eye looking crepey at all, or creasy or anything like that. So I like to go in with a contour. I got this new one from Makeup Revolution, the Ultra Bronze. Gonna go in with this. This is like an e.l.f. contour brush, which is like angled, if you can see, but very dense. So far, I get quite a bit of pigment, and I just tap it in a few times, so that's nice. Just tap off the excess and stamp it onto my cheek. So, ooh, this is a really nice color. It's a very neutral, like it doesn't pull red. Like on camera I don't know why, but I'm pulling way more red tone than I normally do, but in real life it just pulls out very neutral, and it's going on top of that powder really nicely. I like it. It's really nice. And as you can see the difference, I always love contouring. You can definitely see my cheek. And I also like to contour up here on my forehead because I have a large forehead, as you can tell. I have to admit, I like this contour. It's very neutral. Like, it does not pull yellow, and it doesn't pull like warm on me. So, liking it. Do it under my chin as well. I like having a sharper jawline. And then I like to go to highlighter instead of blush, because once I do the whole highlighter and then I put the blush in the middle, it tends to blend in things a little more better. So I do have this new Wet n Wild highlighter. It's a loose highlighter in I'm So Lit, which is more of a champagne shade, and just has it kind of like this and go in. Okay, so there's a lot of kick up, but that's normal just because it is a loose highlighter. But ooh, look at that glow though. You guys see that? There's no glow there, but there's, ooh, that is so pretty. A subtle glow. Like here, not so much. Like you can see a little bit. When you turn, it's like, wow, it's really nice. Love this glow. Really liking that. Yeah, love that. And then the new blush I'm going to try is from LA Girl. It's their Island Hottie blush palette. It has 4 shades in it. You can see it was like a coral shade. I don't think any of them have individual names, but I've been really into those coral shades. But I think I'm just gonna go for more of this neutral one, just to match my eye look a little bit better. And as you can see, it blends in when I do like the blush in the like end of the 3-part step, you know, it kind of blends it in a little bit more, so you don't get like very harsh lines that I can tell. I like that. What do you guys think? Then I do something a little counterintuitive, but because I put so much powder on my face, I tend to go with like a big giant fluffy blush like this, and this is just like an e.l.f. blush, or a blush, e.l.f. brush, and I just kind of swirl over my face a little bit just to knock off some excess powders, especially on my cheeks. I know I kind of go inwards a little much sometimes, but this is what I do normally to dissuade that. I just quickly and go over, and as you can see, it just, I feel like it melts things in a little bit more. If there's any kind of harshness to the face, it kind of blends it in a little bit better. So I always do that at the end of my makeup. And I'm gonna finish it off with this, which is a little counterintuitive to this whole matte look that I have, but it's the Cover FX Illuminating Setting Spray. Not a first impression, just because I don't have any new setting sprays I need to try. Just using it because I have it in my Shop My Stash. So that mister is so fine. I like don't feel anything. I do have a new product. This one is from Makeup Revolution, but I've never tried one of their lip products in general, so I'm excited. It has like a makeup smell, but then also like a sweet scent. Kind of odd, but I love the color. It's definitely a cream. It's not a full matte. Oh, and the shade is in Looking Ahead, but I like it. That went on super nicely. It's not a matte formula, it's more like a cream, like a very thin sheer formula, but very pigmented still. I'm gonna top it with a Wet n Wild Mega Last Liquid Catsuit, but this one is their High Shine formula, and I did use this the other day and I really enjoyed it, so but I'm gonna top it here. That went really well together. I like it. So that is the end of this Get Ready With Me. Really enjoyed most of all these products, honestly. Didn't really have too much of a problem. The only thing I complained about was, yeah, this again, stupid ball tip. I just need a brush tip, a fine point, something, not a ball, because I could not make that wing with it, so I had to bring in that e.l.f. eyeliner that I always love. So other than that, did like the formula, just hate the ball tip. Really enjoy this. It's the Spiritual Gangster palette from Essence, and really love the look I came out with. Blended really well together, didn't blend away or anything, so really did enjoy this. So would highly recommend it. Excited to try the other one, get used out of this. Really love this. I would highly, if you guys want to take your eye looks to the next step, I would definitely say investing in some glitters. Not even investing, this is like $5, and you can find some cheaper ones too. Put my hair down because I feel like my hair is like, ugh. Especially the fronts, because my bangs are growing back out and it's just really weird. Revlon Photoready Candid foundation. I like it. It looks really nice on camera, especially in real life. It looks really nice as well, especially with all the powders and stuff on it. I do have to see how the wear time is, but right now looks really nice. Can't complain. Like it. Not in love with it, but I do enjoy it, and I can see myself continuously using this, and the shade match was really nice. The powder was nice too. I do like the banana shade for my face. It's just for the under eyes. It didn't work as well like for brightening, but it didn't like make my under eyes crepey or anything like that, so that's really good. Some powders, it just does make my eyes look super crepey, so I don't enjoy that. The bronzer for this, enjoyed it. Very neutral tone, so if you are looking for a neutral bronzer, I do know some people have hard times finding them. I definitely would suggest it. Love this highlight from Wet n Wild. You can still see, even though I mixed in with the blush, you can still see the glow in it, and it's fairly inexpensive. I think this is like $7.99 at CVS, but I know other places it can be a lot cheaper. But loving the look. And then the blush palette was really nice too. I have no complaints about this, honestly. That it's a very neutrally shade, so it should work really well, but it had pigmentation. It blended out really well, especially blended out the contour and highlighter together really well. So I definitely don't have any like negatives with this. So even at $10 for 4 different blushes, that's really inexpensive. That's like $2.50 a blush, so I would highly recommend that. Then my favorite, which is not a full first impression, I have used it for a few weeks, but Love this. I did get this in Influencer, but I'm so happy I did because I don't know if I would have picked this up otherwise. I do think the outer packaging is kind of a dupe for the Too Faced like Bang Girl mascara. I think that's what it's called, but the packaging is really nice, but the formula itself is really pretty. You can't already tell, like I really loved it. Like my eyelashes in general super stubby, so the way that it does this to my eyelashes are really nice. It can get a little clumpy, but I feel like that is the way if you want something that's buildable, gives you volume, gives you length. I do feel like that kind of comes with the territory. I have worn the mascara a few times already, and it doesn't flake on my face or anything like that, so I definitely have this in the running for like the first place mascara. Honestly, inexpensive, drugstore pricing kind of thing, very pretty, does a lot to my lashes, so really love this one. And then I think the last two are my lip products. I actually really enjoy this. This is the Makeup Revolution lipstick in Looking Ahead. It's not their matte foam, I think it's just like the regular formula, but it looks really pretty. And then this one I did use on its own like the other day, and I really enjoyed the color on this. It's like their high shine lipstick, liquid lipstick, so it's not their matte formula, so it's very comfortable on the lips and it wears really well. It has great pigmentation. It's not overly pigmented and overly glossy. It's really just like a nice formula, so I highly recommend both of these. So I'm actually super excited that most of everything was not a dud. Everything worked out really well. So yeah, I loved it. If you guys love these videos, let me know. I'm really excited that I tried so many new things and really loved a lot of them. If you guys did like it, please give me a thumbs up. If you are new, please consider subscribing. Let me know down in the comments below if you guys like more of these get ready types, more try on, see how they actually work in real life. And yeah, so I thank you guys for watching these videos. I really appreciate it. Oh, I have to mention again, I am doing a giveaway. It is going on for the full month of September, and I will announce the winner at the end of September. So please, if you guys have not seen that video, check it out. It's going to be in the description box. I hope you guys have a good night or day whenever and wherever you guys are watching this, and I'll see you guys real soon in my next one. Bye.